we got one person, but that's all right. Yo, welcome to Red Sings the Blues. I'm your host, man, behind the mic. Today we've got DJ Epps in the building. What's up, man?
What's going on, my man? You good? Happy New
Yeah.
Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man. So we are actually should have done this a few minutes ago, but hold on one second. Man, I'm so sorry. I was so my phone, man. My phone's really weird. You know how sometimes when you try to go live on Instagram, it just kind of doesn't.
Trust me, man. I be hating it, man. Sometimes it don't. It don't. You got to turn off the app. You got to turn it back on. You got to do
Yeah.
your edits again.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't like about Instagram. I don't really use Instagram like that. The only reason why I use Instagram is to just let people know that I'm actually live on Instagram.
Yeah,
And I just turn it off when people are not.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm testing this out. We're doing it live on YouTube and then Instagram. So
Gotcha.
that's just one thing. So if people are watching this on Instagram Live, go check out Red Sings the Blues on YouTube. And if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. So with that said, we're going to go into the interview. So DJ Epps, tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Haitian American, born in New York City.
Okay.
But Dade County, Miami, Florida is where I stay at. That's what made me. That's what made my name. That's where my talent started growing from. And been the hottest DJ ever since I touched base out here in the early '90s. And till this day, we just keep it marching. We march with a lot of new artists. You know what I mean? We break records out here. Shout to MP3 Wax,
Mhm.
and also rep a lot of guys coming from Miami, such as Pitbull, Rick Ross, Flo Rida, Trick Daddy, and the list goes on.
All right. So when it comes down to, so you said you were in New York. Which borough?
Yeah,
Brooklyn, Manhattan?
Manhattan.
Manhattan. All right.
Yeah,
All right. I lived in Brooklyn for 3 years. So,
man.
all
I
right.
was I was recently in Brooklyn, and man, Brooklyn don't look the same at all.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a lot different than what people pointed it out to be about for Dom Worldwide. Yes, it is. This interview is on YouTube. Yes, it is. I am doing this from Instagram and on YouTube. We are live on YouTube.
Yeah,
So yeah, man. I've been in Brooklyn for at least 3 years. It is definitely something different than what it used to be. I only heard stories of it from like the 80s and 90s. You only see it on TV. It's so much more different because it's
exactly.
very it's a lot more gentrified, to say
Yeah.
the least. But have you been on the WBLS station at all?
No. Big fan. That's where I started listening to Red Alert when at a young age in New York City.
Mm,
But never got a chance to rock over there. It would
mm.
have been it would have been something in my bucket list, but it never happened in my career.
Okay. When did you what was your first big event? When was your like what was your first big thing that people recognized you for?
Um, the first big thing, I must say, when I stepped into Miami, I started doing a party here called Fat Black Pussycat.
Hmm.
And Fat Black Pussycat wasn't your normal, regular turn on the light, open the door party. It had certain types of rules and type of flow to it. So the big room would have house, funk music, and then the little hip hop room will turn on at 1 o'clock in the morning, and that would be my room. And that party was so legendary that in my DJ booth, I would have Biggie come hang out in my booth. I would have Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. I would have Little Kim, Jerry Seinfeld, all types of big name celebrities. And that right there, as I'm rocking the party and these big legendary names was right by my side, paying me big money to play their favorite songs. It was a memorable moment for me. It was an eye opener for people to be like, yo, that DJ is the shit. You know what I mean?
Awesome,
Use
man.
my language. I could curse, right?
Yeah, I'm not monetized, so I'm not monetized. I mean, once I hit 1,000, once I start getting this channel monetized, then I mean, you'll be able to see it on you'll be able to see this on Patreon. You'll be able to you'll be able to see it.
Dope.
So you said okay, so you met Biggie before he died. I saw a picture of you with Debo. Tell me about that.
Debo, yeah. I met Debo when he first started his career with Friday and some other movies there. But that day happened to be a car show hosted by Monster Energy Drink. Shout to them. And, of course, Debo was a rep for them. And he was just there hosting the party. So, we just, clicked up for a second and, talked about the music business and the DJ business.
Hmm.
And got to take my pictures with him. And rest in peace to Debo, man. He's a great guy, very energetic, very very fun guy to talk to, and it's sad that we lost him, at an
Yeah,
early age.
yeah, man, yeah, man. I mean, damn, I wish I could have interviewed him before he died, man. There's things I wish I could do, but you know, I have a bucket list of people I want to interview, but definitely. So you are an influencer, yeah? Tell me something about that.
Yeah, what I mean, from my understanding, I've always been an influencer. It's just right now, when I started my live on during the pandemic, is when people was like, yes, you now see what we mean by you're an influencer. I influence a lot of people by, with their music, with their business, and so on. But mostly for the music, because I designed everybody. A lot of DJs could play music. A lot of DJs could play a lot of new music. But breaking music is something I really stand strong by, and to influence a lot of people to listen to new music from my page at DJ Epps Monday to Friday at 10 o'clock. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, you can promote here. You can.
yeah. People is explaining to me that yeah, you'll become a big household influencer. So yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, it's not easy. I know it's not an easy job being an influencer, and I know that there are lots of people trying to hit you up, trying to get their big shot from you. I know that's one of those things that a lot of people do. Is it?
Well, yeah, yeah, because you know, at this time, when I'm in the clubs, they there in the DJ booth. They trying to get me a drink. They trying to get my attention. They trying, yo, can you play my record? They there with their USB and so on.
Yeah, yeah. And look, listen, I mean, it's just a part of the gig, man. I haven't. I mean, I've had people since I started this thing, and I was at like maybe 10, 15, 20 subscribers, and then when I started interviewing, some big people up in, this kind of space, a lot of people started to hit me up about, hey, can you let me on your channel and give me an interview and stuff like that? I'm like, is that? I'm like, is that easy? I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not an influencer, but I mean, I get what you mean. So I mean, what can you tell me a lot? Well, okay, I guess let me ask you this: how did you start DJing?
Going back to what we was talking about with WBLS, I was enjoying listening to Red Alert, dropping
Mhm,
mixes on that station.
mhm,
Listening to Funk Master Flex on Hot 97,
mhm.
watching Ed Lover and Dr. Dre on Yo MTV Rap when they was by the turntables. Those combinations kind of like led me to be like, okay, that's what I want, including going to like little Haitian house parties with my parents and watching the Haitian DJ just tearing it up.
Yeah,
So in my mind, that's what I want to do. I want to get those type of equipment. I want to play music. I want to have fun. But in New York, man, it was kind of hard, man. There was a lot of DJs in New York, and it was hard for me to move at a young age, man. At that time, there was a lot of Tony touches and doo wops and
yeah.
the list goes on. But when I
Uh,
came to go ahead.
trust me, man. Like the one thing about New York, and when I lived there and I started being a part of certain bands and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it's hard to break out unless you have that song that people like, or it's just something that it's not easy being in New York, and it's not what it used to be. So like to be an artist in New York, it's kind of like it's like a coin in the well.
Yeah.
Hopefully your wish will come true.
Same as a DJ. It's hard to get a poppin' party and let everybody know that you're a poppin' DJ. So yeah, it's totally the same for a DJ. So when I came to Miami, it was totally different. It was wide open. There was really no DJs out here,
Mm.
except for Waggy T, but he was really doing reggae and Uncle Al. Rest in peace to him. I mean, he was kind of doing it. But when I brought my New York style and blended with Miami, I ended up doing my own party called the Sugar Shack, and we would have a lot of artists from Wu Tang or Beat Nuts or even Puff Daddy at that time. They would all come hang out at my party, and that's part of the DJ Epps brand just blowing up as well.
All right, all right. What made you go to Florida?
My mom moved out here. I guess after a while, just noticing, I guess she knew New York wasn't the place to try to raise her kid or pursue her the rest of her lifestyle. So, she decided she wanted to come to Miami, and I just followed her. So she went like a year at first to set up things, and then I came in afterwards, and you know, rest was history. My
Okay.
dad's in New York. He's up there. Everybody's good though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going back to New York, man. Can't pay me enough to go back to New York. I work in New York, but
Yeah, I'd love to go back and I go visit, Sway in the morning, go to Power 105 or something like that. But
oh, okay, so you've been on Power 105.
oh yeah. I've been invited many times to go do some mixes up there with Angie Martinez, and then go meet up with my peoples at the Breakfast Club. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
do.
Okay. So you're also from the. Oh, okay. So you know Charlemagne.
Oh yeah, definitely. I used to do iHeart 103.5 to be in Miami, so back and forth.
Oh, okay. So that's.
We
Oh,
would.
okay.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense, man. You know. Okay. So you know some people.
Oh, I know a lot of
You
people.
know a lot of people,
I
man.
know a
Oh
lot of
man.
people.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, surprisingly enough, there is a guy in the space named Hafiz. He has a podcast called the Roommates Podcast, and he did Charlemagne like 2 years ago. I
Yes.
was always wondering how he got that interview, because I'm like, wait a minute, is Charlemagne? I mean, it's hard to get Charlemagne to do an interview. I wonder how
Um,
he did it.
it is because they all of them, all three of them, they keep to themselves because they're too busy interviewing everybody else, and I get it. But at the same time, at that time, that time where he got the interview, Charlemagne was more, you know, what you need. Let me help you get your stuff out there. That's the type of guy he is. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And he might have caught Charlemagne at a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always catching somebody at a good time.
Yes,
I'm always trying to do that, man. That's just one of these things that even as a podcaster, it's like it's kind of hard to do. But I am very I'm very grateful. Excuse
definitely.
me, I just had a drink of water.
No, you
I'm
good.
very grateful that you came onto my channel. I'm very grateful. Well, also you've done certain things with Alpha Villains, and shout out to him. How did you get involved with Alpha Villains, by the way? I just had to ask that.
Man, AV. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my brother from years. I mean, like high school,
Hmm.
and going back to those high school era. Uh, I have my best friend is kind of like his brother. What I mean, in relation, family related, and we was always cool. We was always cool, but there was a big gap, maybe a 2 decade gap of us seeing each other. And recently, we just got up in the pandemic, and he saw what I was doing. I saw what he was doing, and I said, you know what? Let me help elevate what you're doing into my world,
Hmm.
and we'll go back and forth, and it happened and it worked out for the best, and we've been killing it for I think about a month and a half now.
Yeah.
And big shout to AV Alpha Villains. You can catch him on my show at 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights, and we talk about a lot of things in this world, especially relationships and families and current events and stuff like that.
All right. All right. Yeah. 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 Because you're. I'm always seeing those advertisements on Instagram. So
Yeah, man.
I've done.
AV.
Yeah, man. I mean, I haven't really like caught up with a lot of people as of recently because I've been building my podcast up in here. So it's been like it's been an iffy ride for me because like I've been so caught up with what I'm doing here at Red Sings the Blues. I
Yeah.
mean, I aim to support as many people as I can, but I also got my fort over here that I got to build. So you know.
But you ready for 2021? You know, you ready to blast off?
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It's just more or less being prepared for all of that because there are lots of big people up in this space that I have been talking to, and yeah, it's about to be on and popping for 2021. So, yeah, just getting that up there, making sure I'm prepared. So, just got to make sure that everything is prepared on my end. You know.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, you said, but you are a family man. Why did you be so? I have to ask that question because that's interesting. As an artist, like most artists do have families, but what made you become a family man?
Um, I know my wife since I want to say 19,
Mhm,
20. She was 16.
mhm.
And yeah, since high school we've been with each other. So, many years of being with each other. And we might have spent 1 year without each other and realizing that we can't live without each other.
Mhm.
Um, that's when we realized, well, I realized that I wanted to just be with her forever and just build something that's gonna just take me to the next level as a man.
Okay.
So, you know, that means give her what she wants. She wants everything. I got to give her everything, whether it's a car, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a ring, whatever, man. I'm gonna give it to her. So, you know, I gave her, the marriage. I gave her the wedding. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I gave her two beautiful kids. She gave me two beautiful kids. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that right there played a role in DJ Epps's brand because now I'm not just the hottest DJ, but I'm a hot DJ that's just teaching you how to be a family man and balancing family and the music industry at the same time,
Okay.
and letting people know that you can do it. I heard a lot of relationships done gone south because of infidelities or certain types of
Yeah.
reason or even unnecessary stuff that you might have fell into. But
Yeah.
um, we all go through it. All you got to do is just keep your head up and clean your mess up and just keep
Yeah.
on moving forward.
It's funny you said all that because me and Alpha Villains, we're two of the same people. We're like, no, I hear what you're saying. Look, listen, we're over here like it's a different type of street, and
Yeah, and that's why I like having Alpha Villain on my show because it's gonna give you two different perspective of whatever situation we're gonna be talking about. Because
Mhm,
he knows, as long as he knows me, he knows who I've been with, and he knows what I've been through.
mhm.
So I could just tell you stories for days,
Hey,
but at the same time, he helps me, also understand certain um, perspective from other individual, including himself,
yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not alpha. I'm not alpha villains. I'm me, man. I'm just. But I also know as an artist myself, I've had a lot of dysfunctional relationships. I mean, I'm not saying all of them were bad, but a lot of them were short lived. I mean, I had a 3 year relationship, and I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I can't even. Like, I mean, I'm young. I'm 25, and the thing about it is, it's like, damn, I'm not even thinking about marriage. I'm just thinking about getting my brand up. I'm thinking about, yeah, but also like it's a different time, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying, it's for me there's a lot more going into what I have to do as a young man just for myself than to put somebody else in that type of position. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying that it's not that it's not a thing that I wouldn't, you know, that I wouldn't consider, right? But just the way that things are for me and how I am just how I think nowadays, it's just more or less like I have a lot of work to do for myself and I'm not really gonna,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I totally get it because at the age of 25, you being in already in three relationships, I get it. You're gonna have that same mentality I have when I was 25, but I was still with one girl and maybe making that decision to be with that one girl. But at that same time, at that age of 25, I also said it's all about money, and that's
yeah.
where you at. It's all
And
about
and
money. Let's get that money. You know what I mean?
and the thing is too, like, I mean, when you are an artist, you're always a brand. So I always think about it like that too. And the thing is that a lot of women, they like artists, right? They like DJs and guys who build sets and guys who are in the studio. And I know because I'm dude, I've been doing music since high school, and I've been doing theater since middle school. So all I've been wrapped up around is art. All I've been doing for half of my life, and probably until the day I die, is art. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been a roadie. So I've never been home. So I've never. This is the first time in I mean, this is like the first or second time in decades that I've been home in an actual house. That's
Mm-hmm.
not mine. But that's not mine. But nah, man. I mean, I've jumped from couch. I've been couch jumping. I was, riding buses and trains and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's the life I chose too. I mean, I chose to go out here and establish myself. I chose to dedicate my life to the arts, and that's just one of the things that I've learned throughout this. And I know you have a different I know you have a different opinion. And I'm not saying, like being a family man and an artist is not the hard it's not difficult. I know it's difficult because it's like when you're outside and when you're doing a show, it's like going out to the army, man. It's like you got to be on that plane or on that train or on that bus at a certain hour so you can get to that show,
At the
and you
certain
don't know
time.
when you're gonna come back home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the show can last probably up to a month, and that's what usually happened to me. My family was always like to me, like, "When are you coming home?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, I don't know. And but they've accepted. I mean, but at least my family knew that this is something that I wanted to do with my life. And I mean, a lot of girlfriends couldn't understand that either. They couldn't understand that. Well, this is what I'm doing. I mean, if you're not on the, and I'm one of the guys that's like, if you're not going to be on the program, then we might as well just end it. You know what I'm saying?
And that sacrifice that we take. I was talking to Afro Villain about that recently. Um, you know, my wife, kind of like cornered me and like, yo, are you ever gonna take a New Year's off and be with your family? Because it's almost maybe 2 decades you haven't done that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I truly am sorry, but that's a serious payday out of all days of the year
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And
'Cause-
and
see, but also too, as an artist, there are days when you're going to get money and days where it's going to be dry. So like my days, like the days, the months actually where you really make money, summer, winter, and yeah, summer and winter, because there's lots of festivals going on. And then for Christmas, like November, like September, October, November, everybody wants to be in the theater. All
yeah,
right, that was the time to really make money. So
yeah,
I was literally saying to everybody, my family, girls that I was dealing with, like, these are the days where I'm having like short burst of like getting money. And
yeah.
I was making money, man. Like I was making my salary.
And when they see that paycheck come in, they have no other choice but to shut up and understand exactly what we was talking about. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember my dad watching this thing on PBS, and it was like what was it? It was something about the theater, like being backstage and all that stuff. And he was looking at like, "Oh, this is what you do for a living?" I said, "Yeah, it's what I've been doing since I was in high school." And he said, "This is how much money you make?" I was like, "Yeah, why do you think I'm always out? I'm not just out because I want to be out. I'm out because I'm making money." And I mean, I never say no to money, and I never say no to work. So, you know what, man, I mean, I met a few people, like I've met Wendy Williams, actually. I did meet her.
Yeah,
I've met Jill Scott. I've met her. I've met Shaka Khan. I've met a few good people, and
yeah.
out of like I didn't know that was them until they someone said the name, and I was like, oh, that's them. I was like, okay, okay. I just
mean, at the end of the day, man, we don't know, we do not know it all. You know what I mean? And it's all right. You know what I mean? We all learn someday.
Yeah, yeah. And look, listen, I mean, it's just me as an artist, man. Like I'm not gonna pass up money. I'll pass up. I'll pass up women. I'll pass up women, but I'll never pass up an opportunity, man. Like that. That's just how I am. I'm a hustler, man. Yeah,
Well,
I just don't like doing it.
you know, like I said, at the age of 25, that's the exact time where I said, I'm tired of, playing around with girls in Cancun or wherever else that I'm at. Let me chill out and let me get to the money.
Yeah,
Now, at my age that I am right now, it's like, it's really, really don't even want to be in a club no more. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And still find a way to get money somehow.
yeah.
And trust me, man, your mind when you reach that age, your mind's gonna flip again, and you're gonna think about when you was 25 again.
Hmm.
Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people do that, man. And so what are your main so what are your main shows right now? Because I see you get like at least 2,000 people up in the building
Ooh,
when you do Instagram live. So like, what are your main shows right now that you're doing?
oh man, that one right there particularly is the main show that I created over the pandemic. Monday to Friday, DJ Epps and Friends, 10 o'clock on my IG Live. Um, a lot of DJs are on the gram, but, I try to be different. So I bring big celebrities, I interview them. I also have Monday night female lady nights where I bring lady DJs to come rip it down for about 30 minutes. And it's been great. Shout out to all the female DJs that's been on my show. So yeah, Monday to Friday, DJ Epps and Friends, 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's the main show. And shout to AV, Alpha Villain. He's on Tuesdays with me. And then, other than that, we do other, guest spots, syndicated spots on other shows. I do also have a show on Dash Radio on Sunday, Brunch Party, 3 p.m., Delicious Vinyl Channel. You can check me out at 3 p.m. Eastern on Dash Radio. And yeah, man. And right about now, what you see on IG that I get 2,000 plus watching me is making me not want to be in the club no more. It makes me want to work on TV network and be you know in a better space doing this with like with yourself and your show.
Yeah,
Because I think this is where the music world is going towards. I think this is where if DJs are smart enough to get it, this is where it's gonna be. The network DJing,
yeah,
DJing on the gram, DJing on your live, DJing in your living room, your Bluetooth, and you still could pay me, especially if you got great Wi-Fi or hardwire.
yeah. Yeah, that's where mostly everything is leading towards anyway. It's gonna be a lot more virtual. I mean, for me, I'm gonna be saving up a lot of money to build my first podcast studio. So there's
Dope.
gonna be a lot of that going on, and so I have to just do all the finances and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm definitely
So
gonna play it
so
by.
that means I'm coming back, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, you're coming back, man. Like, dude, every interview that I have done with people, I'm bringing them back again so that I can redo all of these these interviews that I've done. You can catch all of them when I take them down, but you can also I'll put them up on Patreon so everyone
Dope.
can see my old work. But I don't want to look at my old work on my channel, so I want to be at least growing on my end. I just want to make sure that I'm doing that for myself. But
And you will.
yeah, man. So let me ask you. I guess I get I mean, I get where you're coming from with the being a family man and all that stuff. There are certain things I disagree with, giving a woman everything. If you're not getting anything in return, right? I mean, what's the point of even being in a relationship? But I mean, that's something that that's what's something that I've learned in relationships is that, I when I gave everything, she didn't really give me as much. There was only one, and I guess I learned that if I'm gonna, if anything's gonna happen, if I give something, then she definitely has to give something. So I do agree with that. But when it comes down to, being in a relationship and being an artist and stuff like that, that's something I mean, I never really took to I never really took to heart because it's just more or less for me. You know, again, I'm like, so you said so you found this out in your 30s. You're
Well, I found this out right now because giving everything to your wife, that, yeah, that's something that you're at a young age and you're saying, yeah, I want to give her everything.
mm,
But me, and this could be just for me. Somebody else might feel the same way, but this happened to me
okay.
as a DJ. Going a couple of decades through this, um, she's been a great supporter, but at the same time, I was blind that I let her be comfortable.
Mm-hmm,
I had no problem with it.
mm-hmm,
I didn't beef about it,
mm-hmm,
but I let her be too comfortable,
mm-hmm,
and you know, you know, too comfortable. Period.
no,
Right now at the pandemic, I do realize what you're saying,
mm-hmm,
because now it's like, okay, we're both drowning, but you can't be just sitting there waiting for me to carry us. What I mean? We got to help each other out of this. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
And
here's
and then my bad. And then I'll start thinking about back in the days of all the things that you've been saying, of what you've done for me. So
mhm,
I then realize, okay, I done spoiled you a lot.
mhm,
Okay, I need to stop. And this is coming from my therapy too,
yeah.
my therapist.
Well, yeah, also, yeah, I mean, your therapist is good around these times too, but what I mean, but the thing, for me, and I learned this while I was on the road. If she's not trying, like, the thing is too, is that, when I was on the road and I had women, fawning over, your boy and all this other stuff started to happen, she was always I mean, I always kept her anxious though. I always kept her on her toes. I always kept her anxious because she was always texting me. She's like, I know you're at the show and I know they're gonna be women there. And I was like, yeah, yeah, they're gonna be women there. And yeah, I made her cry and stuff like that. But it was also like she was still again, like when I came home, there was she was cooking for me too, man. And I was like, but I didn't know it at the time. I was just like, yeah, I'm doing my own thing, man. Like I'm doing what it takes to be where I want to be. But I didn't understand it at the time of what I was doing. But then right now I was like, oh, okay, was a good thing that I was doing. Even though, yeah, certain things that a lot of women are just like, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. A lot of women do like it when you're always on the grind and keeping them on their toes. I mean, if you're just I mean, for some guys, I mean, they always ask me, like, oh, well, how do I keep a woman on her toes? I said, don't text her. Just do something else and don't text her for a little bit and watch what happens. And then it's like, well, it's just one of those things in which you learn at a young age. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we can sit here and talk about women. It's a different time, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I can say to that. It's a different time, man. And you know, for certain things, I get it. I won't sit here and knock what you're doing, man, because man, I don't. For me, I,
And it's hard. It's hard. It's
mm,
really hard because, you know, I'm I have a poppin' strip club party every Monday,
mhm.
so that's that worries my wife.
Yeah,
So and I get it. I
yeah,
totally get it. You know what I mean?
yep,
So we're gonna go through things. We're gonna go through them being scared and asking, I'm gonna questions or saying, "Oh, I know there's gonna be a lot of women there." Yeah, but who am I laying in bed with? You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
that's that's what all matters. You know what I mean? Like, have some trust in me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, I just like making women anxious, man. That's just me, man. Let me
Ah,
deliver it.
you know what, man? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I just
Women like to make men, wait a little bit,
yeah,
beg a little bit,
yeah,
or you know what I mean. I
yeah.
get it.
That's
We
true.
like guys
That's
like to do
true.
the same thing too.
That's true. That's true though. Women like making a man beg, and men like making women anxious.
Yeah,
Man, it's just one of those things in which I never understood. But then I'm like, again, I understand it.
yeah,
And look, and I get it, man. Like you have your own thing. I have my own thing. We're two different ages, So to sit here and try to have a complete conversation about it, it's pointless. Because I
But
mean,
at the same time, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna be like, yo, you 25, like still have some fun, relax.
oh yeah, no,
Don't
no, no, no.
don't rush into no relationship, especially if you've been through three of them. Like, you know what I mean? Have some fun.
Yeah,
Give him penis everywhere.
yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I've been doing that. Yeah, that's. I mean, but I mean, as of recently, I've been more or less deep into this podcasting thing, man. I've just been figuring out the formula and making connections and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's all I've been doing for the past couple of months. Because again, I haven't been doing a show. I haven't been doing off Broadway. I don't remember the last. No, I don't remember the last show I did. It was
You
off,
missed that.
but it,
I could tell you really missed that.
yeah, man. I mean, my last show was like God. No, it was oh man, what was my last show? Man, I forget. It's gonna come to me. What was it? God, it wasn't Jesus Christ Superstar. It was Godspell. Oh yeah, no, God. No, yeah, I think it was Godspell the musical. I think it. Man, I don't even remember.
You do gospel musical theater?
No, 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 no. Hold on. I think yeah, I forget the name of the musical, but I think it's either uh, I
Right
forget.
there on the tip of your tongue. It's right there on the tip of
It's
your
on the
tongue.
tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I think it was oh, Godspell the musical. Godspell the musical.
Good.
That was the name of the oh man, it's been a while. You can tell that these days have been blurred into what clearly is one big ass day. Like it's
Hmm.
just been the same thing, and I haven't. Look, man, it is Godspell the musical. I did look it up. It is Godspell the musical. That was my last thing before, and I was working in like a lot of audio shops too
Dope.
before then. But we're gonna talk about equipment. So for a DJ, what do you need for to be a DJ? What kind of equipment you got that is
Um, the equipment that I have, I'm from the old school,
mhm,
so I love turntables. And right now I'm about to order myself a new Pioneers that their turntable feels, but without the needle. But
mhm,
I like the turntable feel. Battle style with my rain mixer.
mhm.
Um, I could I could show you a little bit of it right here. Let me see if I can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, you got the equipment, man.
Yeah.
So you're playing this on your phone?
Yeah, I do my shows on my phone. Yeah, I do.
All right.
It's something that it was kind of crazy trying to put it all together, but I got it done through the pandemic, and it's been helping me a lot. I made a lot of money in the pandemic doing all of this, and you know, I want to continue it, and I want to make it bigger and better, and hopefully be on shows like this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. How much you make a night?
Um, every time I turn on the gram, I could make at least $200 to $300,
Okay. All
and
right.
yeah, that's just tip out. But we also have packages for artists that want me to play their music, their new music, and stuff like that. So that's really where the money comes in my packages.
Hmm.
But the tips is cool, and now Instagram allowed me to have badges where people could just send me badges and stuff like that. So that was another way of income that was coming in every time I turned on the gram. So yeah, I really enjoyed this.
All right. All right, man. So I mean, we're gonna end this pretty soon, but what can you say for aspiring DJs to look out for? What can you say for certain people that want to become DJs? Any tips for aspiring DJs? What can you say, man?
Inspiring DJs, man. First of all, with your attitude, just keep it humble. Your networking, just make sure it's on steroids. Say what's up to everybody. You don't know it all. learn the music business, learn how to, about making music, about promoting music, interviews, knowing who you're interviewing with, such and such. As for your craft, if you practice a lot, and please, man, know your music. Um, I seen shows where DJs are throwing music, but they probably have no idea what artist they're playing. So just know your music. You know what I mean? Create a dope library, um, and that's about it, man. And put on a show. Put on a show, like no other.
Alpha Villain says, ask Epps about We Them Zoes. What?
Yeah, man. We them Zoes. Matter of fact, man, we just came off a dope virtual concert last night for New Year's. That is my group, man. It's five of us. It's three of us. Three of them is the artist. I'm the DJ, and then of course our super producer, Magnificent Beats. We're a group, and we're Haitian American, and we've been putting out music coming out of South Florida for a minute now, and it's just getting bigger and better for us. So shout to We Them Zoes, Grima Stitches, Mecca, aka Grimo, and look out for the album coming soon. We Them Zoes. It's gonna be a problem.
All right, definitely. Any future any plans for the new year? Any
Um, you know, um, I can't really say I have any plans yet for the new year because I don't know what the pandemic is gonna how long the pandemic is going to keep us on a chokehold. So, only thing I could just say is just tune into Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock, and you'll be alert on anything and everything I'm doing. I do got a couple of parties in Miami, Florida that you could connect with me if you want to see me in person. And yeah, man, that's about it. But like I said, Monday to Friday on IG at DJ Epps. And we are now on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube Live, Facebook Live as well.
all right.
Shout out to my family, Ted DiBiase.
All right. All right. Like that already. Like that already. So you said you were on YouTube. I mean, let's look you up. All right. So you got 2,000 subscribers. All right. That's cool.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Let me just bring that up.
this social media thing is just a beginning thing for me, man. Because I was always on the road doing my DJ apps performance, but yeah, the social media thing is very very new. So on there you can see all my past videos, my music videos. We them Zoes got videos on there, and of course some of my lives are on there as well.
Hmm.
Um, the second video right there, the second video is the We them Zoes concert that happened last night. So you could check that out whenever you get a chance. But yeah, man,
Awesome. Yeah, man. All right. Definitely. I'll definitely check that out, guys. All right,
appreciate you.
guys. Go check out DJ Epps on YouTube if you guys have not already. We are going to be ending this live stream, but I am definitely glad that you are that you're doing well. That you're doing well. Glad that we had this talk, man. We're definitely going to have another one when we when we figure this all out, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much for having me. I hope you have a great New Year, and holla anytime, man. You're my friend.
All right, definitely, man. Definitely, we gotta definitely connect about some more interviews that I really want to do. So if you got, let me know. We're gonna still
Definitely.
be in touch, man. I got your phone number. All
All
right,
right,
guys.
man.
All right,
Definitely, man.
all right, man. So here, all right, Instagram Sings Red Blue is the place where you want to follow me on Instagram, and you can also find DJ Epps on DJ Epps on Instagram if you guys are looking for him. Zencast FM / Red Sings the Blues is the place where you want to get this and many other audio versions of this podcast. Please give us time. There are a lot more audio versions for me to get through. And Cash App Red Sings the Blues is the place where you want to donate $5, a dollar, whatever have you guys. Likes, comments, and shares are free. Hit that notification bell. All right. But remember one thing.